You think Okami is just about a white wolf? Or that Loco Loco is just a cuddly cartoon romp? Well, if you believe that, then I bet you think Dead Rising is only about zombies. I'll show you how to beat these and other new games, as well as reveal their hidden subtexts right now on Cheat. Cheat, the show that digs into your favorite video games the way that a dog digs for a bone. I'm Kristin Holt, and I've been thinking, how many of you really stop to examine the stories and imagery in your favorite games? Take Okami, for example. The Shinto inspiration in that game is very popular with Japan's ultra-nationalist right. For those of you keeping score at home, that includes the Yakuza, conservative big business interests, and the kind of people who started World War II. Okay, sorry to harsh your mellow. Here's how to beat the game. Don't you wish that all of life's problems could be taken care of with a few well-placed scribblings? Things may not be so simple in the boring world I like to call reality, but Okami takes place in an ancient world of fables, where they can be. And today, I'm going to take you on a whirlwind tour through the artistic weaknesses of some of Okami's big boss battles. First up is Her Excellency, the Spider Queen. Avoid her hair extensions of doom and tricky foot-stomping technique until she develops an unfortunate goiter. Lucky for us, this lady doesn't know about the importance of iodine in a balanced spider diet. Use the power slash to burst her bubble, and then use vine to attach flowers to the hooks on her abdomen. When her inner eyeballs are exposed, you can either hit them directly or use slash to attack many at once. Lather, rinse, and repeat until the queen is finally deposed. Next, we have the many-headed Orochi. While he may look fierce, it's stunningly easy to take advantage of his true weakness. He's the cheapest date this side of Hokkaido. Avoid his attacks and slash at his heads to make him angry. When he pulls the ever-effective Scream of Impotence technique, use Water Spout to force-feed him some delicious sake. It may take a while to get his heads nice and sauced, but when there are 3 downed in a drunken stupor, you can finally take advantage of the ugliest date on the planet. Wail on the bell 12 times until the drunkard wakes up. Unfortunately, Orochi abides by the golden rule of the adventure game boss battle. Always repeat. So while his second form is susceptible to your advances, you're still gonna have to get him sloshed again. This time, finish off each head as it goes down. Around the 8th, Susanoo will swoop in to take the credit for all your hard work. Our final boss, crafty Mr. Ninetails, has a talent for painting himself. Avoid his attacks until he raises his sword in the air. Play Ben Franklin and attach one of the lightning bolts to his metaphorical key. Oldest trick in the book. This will activate his second phase of attack, the diabolical anthropomorphized paintbrush people. Slow time and slash at them until they perish. But beware! Ninetails' dueling red paintbrush can bring the pain if you wait too long to finish your artistic masterpiece. After a few more similar rounds, you'll notice that Mr. Fox is down a tail or two. Continue as before until you've defeated his last extra tail. He's a geriatric and you won't have much trouble finishing him off. Now it's just you and One Tail, who should be easy to beat down with some good old-fashioned melee moves. It can be as simple as indulging your finger painting fantasies to make horrible monsters into beautiful flower arrangements. Now, if only I can improve my mode of transportation as easily. It's still pretty, but not so innocent when you think about it, huh? Now, I hate to bring up the subject of ethnic cleansing, but what would you call the shenanigans that the Moja are pulling in Loco Loco? Chew on that while I show you how to score all the treats you can. The Loco Loco are a precious breed of cute, roly-poly space blobs. Loco Loco is also a puzzle game full of tilting, rolling, and bouncing. It's easy to beat, but here's how to have the most fun doing it. Once a peaceful place, the land of the Loco Loco is now ruled by the evil Moja tribe. The goal of the game is to simply roll your Loco around the planet to maintain peace and keep the Moja at bay. Oh, and eat a lot. And sing. Along the way, you'll collect fruit and pickeries, which is the local currency. You'll also meet the Mew Mew, who gift you with parts for your future home. Be on the lookout for hidden fruit. Play a hunch and roll over inconspicuous areas, and you may get lucky. And even more exciting are the secret hidden troves you'll find if you look hard enough. To find these secret rooms, use your instincts and jump at walls. Some are obvious. Others are not so obvious. So keep moving. More secret burrows can be found underground. When you think you found one, jump and hit the ground 3 times to get in. Did I mention the amazing pipes on these little guys? And yet more scrumptious treats can be found above you. Jump to hit the roof 3 times for some wondrous treats. Get ready, it's a zombie nosh fest with Dead Rising right after the break, and we'll join Company of Heroes later in the show. But first, let's open this baby up and see what she can do. Here's a quick cheat for FlatOut 2. FlatOut 2 for the PC is a fast-moving crash-em-up racing game where you earn money to upgrade and buy better cars. Honestly, who wants to go through all that mess? If you just want to drive like a bat out of hell and smash everything you can, then enter the code Watkins and you'll unlock the fastest car in this virtual world. Buckle up, kiddies, because this baby can wreak some serious havoc. Welcome back to a special subtextual edition of Cheat. And by the way, feel free to steal any of these ideas for a term paper. Heck, it beats doing real research. Now, let's talk about Dead Rising. It was created in Japan specifically for an American audience, and it features a nation turned into zombies by an experiment in breeding more cattle for the fast food industry. Does Japan really think we're that messed up? While there is something almost meditative about doling out death to the teeming undead, Dead Rising's screeching transceiver always manages to make the gameplay feel a little less zen. It's a nuisance on par with a Tamagotchi pet, constantly demanding attention with that piercing ring. Doesn't Otis know it's difficult to answer the phone with a battle axe in one hand and a legion of surly zombies on your tail? We're here to reap the souls of the dead, not to chat. The worst part of old naggy Otis is that he doesn't catch every survivor in the mall. Here's a quick guide to finding the unlucky survivors he misses.
You just worry about staying alive. Got it?
You can find Cletus in the hunting shack in the North Plaza on day 1. Cletus isn't the friendliest survivor around. In fact, he's more interested in making you dead than making you his friend. Clear out all the zombies in front of the shop before you engage him. After he starts shooting, you can escape his gun's range outside the store and blast him from relative safety. The boozy hick takes a swig once in a while, giving you a nice opportunity to snag some prestige points. It's good to take out this psycho early. After he's dead, you have access to all the goodies the gun shop has to offer. Sexy zombies may float Frank's boat, but they kind of creep me out. Sexy live people, Heather and Pamela,
Perfect.
can be found at 10 a.m. on the 20th in Child's Play in Paradise Plaza. These interestingly dressed twins are pretty defenseless. Make sure you're prompt in killing the zombie siege around Pamela, as her life bar can dwindle quickly. Sadly, she repays your kindness with ineptitude, as she's unable to get out of the moat anywhere but the bridge.
Come on!
Reunite Pamela with Heather inside the store and lead them to safety. I think this is more Frank's style.
Yeah.
Ugh. Jennifer can be found in Paradise Plaza at around 4 p.m. on day 2. Thankfully, these kind men in raincoats have wrapped her up like a present. The best survivors come in box form.
His blood must flow!
Kill the gang in the usual way, but make sure you avoid their gas attacks. You don't want to wake up in a dark room with the nagging feeling that you've been touched in the bad place, do you? Sally Molly and Nick can be found hanging from the giant rabbit in Wonderland Plaza at 2 p.m. on the 20th. Toss something at them to dislodge them, but not before you commemorate their predicament with a few shots for the kids.
Fantastic!
Take out the zombie horde to ensure their safety before they fall. Or just watch the carnage, if you're into that sort of thing. The gun shop in North Plaza is apparently a happening joint for crazies, because Brett, Jonathan, and Alyssa set up shop after Cletus around midnight on the 21st. Before you visit them, be sure to snap a photo of the air duct. Once you arrive, clear the zombies out of the front of the shop. When you enter, the threesome will start firing, and it can be difficult to get out again. Double tap the analog stick to roll towards the door. Once outside, they'll realize you're not actually a zombie. Approach and talk to Jonathan, but be careful not to go past him, or they'll open fire again. Show them the air duct photo, and they'll be eager to join you. These are some of the easier survivors to shepherd home since the trigger-happy trio come pre-equipped with guns of their own. Now for a quick roundup of the easy survivors that Otis simply can't be bothered with telling you about. Sad Sophie can be found in Leisure Park around 7 p.m. of the first night. You'll find Crazy Kindle at midnight on day 2 in the North Plaza. Gil the Drunkie hangs out around 5 a.m. on day 3 in the food court. You can get a nice photo of him.
Fantastic!
Elderly Susan around 7 a.m. on day 3 in Wonderland Plaza. Kindness is great, but in the end, Dead Rising survivors can feel like the blood-pumping equivalent of these domestic beauties. You could kill the shopping cart zombies and save these good-for-nothings, but really, why should you reward them for their helplessness? With friends like these, sometimes it's more fun to play with the zombies. Ever wish you could carry an episode of Cheat around in your backpack? Well, now you can. Visit G4TV.com/podcast for clips of this and other G4 shows. We'll gear up for World War II combat with Company of Heroes right after the break. But first, here's how to find the coolest ride in GTA Liberty City Stories. Have you ever wanted to play in style and pimp out your ride in Grand Theft Auto? In this GTA title, Liberty City Stories for the PlayStation 2, I got the hookups to get you rolling. This time around, we're not slapping on rims and racing decals. Instead, we're gonna pimp out every vehicle by entering this cheat. Now, all the cars in the game have an all chromed out paint job.
I'm Layla Kaylee, and this is The Feed. Nintendo has announced its role as an anchor exhibitor in this fall's E4All gaming trade show. Nintendo will also have an advisory role in the 4-day event which kicks off October 8th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. In other gaming news, Sony has filed papers with the FCC asking permission to change key hardware elements in the PlayStation 3. The upgrades include a modified Bluetooth antenna and an 80-gig hard drive. And finally, don't look for Lara Croft on your PlayStation 3 anytime soon. IDOS doesn't feel Sony's next-gen console has a sufficient install base to justify development at this time. They say they'll hold off on PS3 titles until at least the second half of 2008. Well, that's all for now. Visit us on the web at g4tv.com/thefeed. It's the only news you need to know. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you have just been fed.
Welcome back for more tips, tricks, and unexpected subtext on Cheat. We were talking earlier about Okami's relationship to an ultra-nationalist philosophy. Company of Heroes doesn't have a particularly deep subtext, but it does represent a time when lockstep nationalism was, if not a good thing, at least a necessary evil. Company of Heroes is a real-time strategy game that follows Able Company through World War II. Heba Craven is one of the toughest levels you and Able Company will encounter in Company of Heroes. The good news is I've got the tricks to help you through this real-time strategy game. The bad news? Your mission is to take out 7 German Panther tanks. So lock and load, soldier. You've got work to do. You want to capture as many points as possible. This will shrink the Panther's area of operation and make them detectable. Start by taking over the point to the left of your headquarters. Use 2 tanks to destroy the fortified building and capture the point. While doing this, build more M10 tank destroyers and Shermans back at HQ. Now secure this newly acquired point and head east of your base. Move past a small opposition, and congratulations! You've just encountered your first Panther tank. Panthers are toughest in the front, where their armor is heaviest. A flank attack is your best bet. Use 1 tank as a decoy and swoop around with another to blast the Panther in the rear. Yes, I said blast it in the rear. And always remember to check in with your base and build more tanks. Use the engineers on the field to repair damages made to your tanks as you advance. Now, move west and take over the fuel point. You'll meet a second Panther coming out of the garage.
Use the smoke canister.
Use the same flanking tactic. That was easy. Continue west and you'll cross paths with a third Panther. Take it out just like the first 2 and move on.
Panther destroyed.
As you reach far west, the 4th Panther awaits you. Wash, rinse, repeat. Move north from this location and capture the airfield and the bunkers to the right of it. You'll meet very light resistance. Notice that this S maneuver has helped you capture more than half the map, leaving little operating room for the Panthers. Once you make your way to the center of the map, you'll be met with a heavy German resistance. Brace yourself. The 5th Panther will make an appearance.
Panther is knocked out.
Destroy it and make sure you have plenty of tanks left because they'll shift their final attack towards your headquarters. 2 Panthers are right in your doorstep. Finish the job by doing the whole world a favor and ending their careers.
Panther target.
Finally, you defeated all 7 Panthers. Now you can... Oh, wait! Oh, dear God! Captain McKay! No! Okay, so Able Company lands at Omaha and later ends up at Utah Beach. How? I don't know. Video game magic! I'll show you some Okami side quests right after the break, but first, here's a quick cheat for Saints Row.
Look, you looking for a little something?
In the game Saints Row for the Xbox 360, you need to show that you're not just riding dirty. If you want to impress the ladies by riding your own car instead of taking a cab, pause the game and press the left or right trigger until you reach the phone. Dial this number and you will spawn the Aqua car in your garage. Now you can ride around town picking up on all the honeys.
Looking for a blow or a lay?
Welcome back to Cheat. I've been trying to think of an American cultural equivalent to Okami's imagery. Picture a game in which Senator Joseph McCarthy is a dog who kills artists with a blacklist. You're right, Okami is a lot prettier, and it has some fascinating side quests. The universe of Okami can sometimes seem intimidatingly large and full of whiny people desperate for your help. Fluffy's missing. Make me a beautiful kimono. I'm on fire. So demanding. Don't these people know that an all-powerful wolf goddess and watercolor prodigy like me has better ways to spend her time? Well, maybe not. So I'm here to show you how to accomplish a few of the more tricky side quests. CN City is home to an irksome pickpocket. Draw a moon to bring on night and light all of the torches that can be found in the neighborhood. Slice the rock that can be found on the southeast corner of the city. Inside, you'll find the pickpocket Hayazao. This crook knows not to stick around for long. He'll split into 2 and book it before long. But the trick to catching him is not necessarily keeping up with his fancy footwork. Each twin must be painted with the correct brush stroke and in the correct order. This time, it's easy enough to slash number 1 from behind, but splashing number 2 is best done with a bit of planning. The thieves run the same path every time, so stick around by the bridge and wait to spring your trap. When Hayazao hops by, all the world's your canvas. The scoundrel will offer up his booty in no time. Bingo's digging challenge in Taka Pass can seem near impossible, but you'll breeze through it with a few simple tips. The trick to this digging challenge is concentrating on going right instead of down. Remember to bloom all of the buds to gain valuable extra time. Use Gale Storm to use Water Spout to spirit your less than intelligent charge to safety. Slash, headbutt, and dig with the enthusiasm of Paris Hilton opening her very first gift basket. And if Bingo lags in the end, bloom him to give him that extra bit of motivation. Accomplish all of this, and you too can be rewarded with a sun fragment. One of the better side quests to accomplish is the Mole Challenge. When you approach the molesters, they'll treat you to a game of Ring Around the Superior Quadruped. The trick here is to headbutt the conveniently blue moley 3 times. It helps a bit to pay attention to the mole's rocky path, but the best strategy is to guard a few holes, waiting for the blue guy to show his face. That's right, once again, patience is the key to victory. 3 whacks will garner you a teacup. Bring the teacup to the tea master, and he'll reward you with the mushroom. A prize that seems not so very awesome until you trade it in for the oh-so-rocking fire creation power. I guess sometimes it pays to help out the little people. Who knew? And that's all the time we have for now. If you missed any of these codes, visit us on the web at g4tv.com/cheat. Or if you're really stumped, write to us at cheat@g4tv.com. Until next time, I'm Kristin Holt, and you've been cheating.